Sloan at 700 WLW in studio this morning. Lakota Levy folks, John Wayne, Julie Schaefer, taking time out to come in and talk about and why you should support the levy. And probably not just Lakota, but a lot of this stuff applies to issues that are on the ballot not only this November, but in August and May and year-round. You're going to deal with this sooner rather than later. We're talking about the teacher pay issue, which is always first and foremost for a lot of voters and thinking that teachers are overpaid. I mean, I get a lot of emails saying, how dare you hate on educators like this. I think you get paid what you deserve, and you should. You deserve a decent income. But when it comes to the details of the contract, here's my question. I mean, you guys, have you looked at the contract? You've seen really what the agreement is, right? Mm-hmm. Right away, I saw this thing yesterday and went, it's 165 pages. Okay, we got like me, Cunningham, Jim Scott. Our contracts, which are like ironclad by Clear Channel, we're like slaves to them. These things are 8 pages long. And I'm thinking, 100, isn't that part of the problem here? Is it if we cared about the kids? And this is about caring about the kids?
I'm not sure I follow the length of the contract. How many pages were in your mortgage agreement?
Who reads that?
I don't think the length of the contract matters.
But I think that's indicative because
I think it is a complex issue.
There are so
it's indicative that it's a complex issue.
As you know, though, the biggest investment of your life is going to be your house, okay? And that's relative to how many pages are in that contract because they try to catch everything. So what I'm saying is, in this case, you're talking about each page to me adds money. Each page to me is a cost item because of the details about. Now, just skimming through the contract here, I read almost all before I started to fall asleep last night. Of the 100, I think I got to about 162 pages before I went sleepy. But first of all, there's two contracts. There's the Lakota School Association and the support educators, which we're talking about. Let me just run through this real quickly for you to kind of give the listener perspective on what actually is in the contract. Because wouldn't you agree? Few people probably look through this thing.
Sure.
You hear about that now. Okay, a full-time day for a teacher is 7.5 hours. Times 184 days. And that also includes a 30-minute lunch, so it's about a 7-hour day. You have things like seniority in there. You have in-service days off, professional development days off. There's 4 half-day parent-teacher conferences, which you're involved in a parent-teacher conference. You get equal time off. The class size is set at 27 kids per classroom and a limit of 30. So you can't have any more. If you have any more than 30 kids in Lakota, the district has to hire aides. You get 15 sick days, and you can accrue those up to 300 days during your course as a teacher. You get 3 personal days. You get 3 distant relative bereavement days. You get personal leave. On the sick days above the 300 days, you can bank them. You have sabbatical leave. After 5 years, a Lakota teacher can take 2 semesters off at the current salary minus a step 1 cost, which I'm not quite sure what that is. And you're also eligible for all your benefits. The benefits are a 90-10 split, meaning the district, the taxpayers pick up 90% of the tab. You can shelter that under a Section 125, so it's less out of pocket. You get 100% dental. You get life insurance, 1.5 times salary. If you're a bargaining unit member, which means you're one of the people involved in the contract, if you work a minimum of 3.5 hours a day on the contract, you get full benefits. Newly constructed classroom clause. If you are a teacher and you move into a new classroom, in order to prepare the classroom, you get $10 an hour to get your classroom ready for the school year. If you go to a meeting in the summer that's called by the principal, you get $10 an hour to go to a meeting. If you take a field trip, you get $50 if it happens after school hours. There's stipend pay. There's student enrichment money. If you're involved in the PR and communication process, or if you coordinate with an outside agency for renting the building for a group like a bunch of Boy Scouts, you get paid money for that. There's tuition reimbursement. Hold on just a second. Let me finish. I'm almost done here. There's a teacher development fund, and, of course, there's a double dipping issue we talked about. When I hear about how underappreciated and underpaid teachers are, that they spend a lot of time and their own money doing a lot of things that normally, when you're an entrepreneur, John, you spend a lot of time and money out of your own pocket doing stuff. But when you look at the details of this contract, look at it this way. When we moved here to the Death Star about 5 years ago, and we had to put our stuff in our offices at our desks, we didn't get paid $10 an hour to move into a new building. How do you defend that?